Thanks, that's all for today.
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 Thank you, that's all for today.
Thanks, that's all for today.
Thanks, that's all for today.
Thanks, that's all for today.
Hi everyone and welcome back. It's Thanks, That's All for Today, the podcast hosted by me, Harriette Mullen. I really hope you've been enjoying episode 1 so far, or rather season 1 so far. Get it right, Harriette. We're now on episode 6. Can you believe it? We still have a couple more episodes to go, including one with a Strictly Champion and a bonus episode with my wonderful family. I can't wait for you to hear that. But today, sitting down and chatting with me is an absolute bombshell. She recently graduated and has been working ever since. She even managed to squeeze in a show in the summer of 2020. Amazing, right? It's singer, actress and dancer, Tianna.
We're so recording right now.
Woo! How annoying. How annoying was that? Also, I really struggled to recording. The O-R. Okay, right, I'm going to shut up. And let's get into it. Hello and welcome to Thanks, That's All for Today with me, your host, Harriette Mullen. That is the most professional intro I've done, by the way. Thanks, because T's here today with the beautiful and talented Tianna.
Woohoo!
I really wanted to sing Tianna, Tianna. Right, don't know why I just laughed at myself. That's embarrassing. I have got with me today singer, dancer and actress, the fabulous T, with me today. We've got to talk about you because I'm just massively influential in your dance career. Let's first of all talk about that.
I am the person I am today because of you.
Thank you. Thank you. No, we've got to talk about you. You're a fantastic dancer, singer, actress. You've done so much stuff. I was on your spotlight and I was reading like how many music videos you've been in. You've done so many. You have obviously, since you graduated from Reynolds Performing Arts.
Yeah.
Amazing. Reynolds. So you were at Reynolds for 3 years, and Did you mainly focus on dance there, or was it all 3 disciplines?
It was all 3. I actually came in to Reynolds more thinking I was going to be an actor, but because I only started doing street dance and Latin when I was younger, I never did ballet, tap or jazz before I went to college at 16. So. And then that's when I was like, oh, okay, like I've always loved dancing, but I didn't realise that how much I could improve and do that as well. So, yeah.
That is amazing. I didn't know that because for anyone who's never seen T dance before, she's probably just one of the hottest dancers I have ever watched. She's incredible. You've got the most amazing hair, physique. You're so like, I would say like you're given 100. But you like look really, really relaxed with it, and it's like effortless. Like if I'm going out like 50% or like 100, I'm like breaking a sweat. I'm bright red. You could tell she's working. She's overdoing it. She's going to overheat. But with you, you're just so effortless, but not in like a relaxed kind of like I'm not really putting any effort in. It's like it just comes naturally to you. So that's really interesting. You went in as an actor because I think, you know, you as a dancer, you're just so highly skilled in that sector, leading me on to how we met, our little anecdote. So I auditioned for a show last year called Stardust and on the premises that I was going to be a singer actress in it, ended up being one of the 4 dancers in it. Lucky me. And the other female dancer was T.
It was me.
It was T. And I spent my whole contract watching her at the corner of my eye, like, it's that arm that I'm doing. She's just absolutely fantastic. And actually learned so much from working with you because I just feel like you always come into rehearsal or a performance with loads of positive energy. I feel like the beginning of every show, you're pumped up, ready for a show.
Yeah.
Love your energy.
So I feel like as soon as I go down, I know I won't retain at the level I want to retain, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Everything's like very like movement memory is such a big thing. So if you get it in your body, relaxed and like lazy, that's how you're always going to remember it. So I have to like have that mentality of going like, come on, straight away. Obviously, if I'm like dying, I'm like, hey, take a break. But I always have to come in like, woo.
No, but I think that's a really important piece of advice, actually, because I think your marking to me looks like a performance.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when you're marking, no, genuinely. And so I think that's really important, because then when you go full, there's such a difference. And I've got to say this from being, I'd say I'm a mover, not a dancer, but from watching dancers go from rehearsal to stage time, like I think you're full out in rehearsals. And then something happens with this when you get on stage and it's like 150.
Yeah.
And it brings me up. So I think, like in rehearsal, I'm like, oh, I've got to match them. They're going full out. And then show comes and I don't know what it is, but it's just like,
it's like an
adrenaline. Yeah. And it brings me up. Like that first dance, the what you're waiting for, when we came through the curtain together, I was like, oh my God, I'm flying through. I was just like, it's such a liberating feeling. And it was so great. It was such a pleasure to dance on the stage with you. And
I loved it.
We
had a great time.
We had such a great time. And I've got to talk about so many things. When we were on stage, do you remember when my stiletto went like through your toes on the stage? You had bare feet on. No, I'm not bare feet on. You had bare feet.
I had bare feet on. And
my stiletto went like through in between your big toe, your like other toe. I don't know what you call it. Your second toe in.
No, yeah. What do you call your other toe?
I don't know. Your index toe.
I never thought about that.
Me neither. So like you're like. I don't know your other toe anyway. And the whole scene, you were just stood there like, oh my God, move your stiletto. Also, the nurse, obviously your starring role in that as the nurse.
Honestly,
hey,
can't wait to receive my Oscar.
Let's just see if you can remember the line. Hang on. Where are you taking him?
X-rays.
So good. And you also used to ad-lib. I used to love it. What did you say? What did you say one night? Didn't you say like
blood test?
Blood test. Yeah, you always kept us on our feet.
I did. I was like, where's the nurse going to go today? She don't know.
And obviously, when we played the same role, and right, so I've got to explain to anyone listening who isn't familiar with the show, the beautiful Sophie was playing Amor. And so we had to play Sophie. Obviously, me, you and Sophie look very different.
Very different. I had to wear a wig.
T had to wear a wig, and did we call you Tina? Was that the Tina wig?
It was Tina.
The wig was fantastic. And I had to stand behind a mirror in the bathroom to like scare
I was in the
Amar. But Tianna had to lie in the bath for a whole song, was it? 4 minutes
a whole song before, yeah.
Now they did try me in the bath first of all. But I couldn't quite get the angles they wanted to come out. But T used to crawl out of this bath, and then she used to look at me in the wings, and I used to have to say, he finished me off in the bath. No, that's not the line. The line is he finished me in the bath. No, he finished me off. Oh my God, no. Oh God. He finished me in the bath. That was it.
Finished me off in the bath.
And I don't know why, but I used to go really rarely EastEnders, and I'd be like, first time. Go on, do an impression.
He finished me off in the bathtub.
It was awful. It was awful. But anyway, Dan, yeah, honestly. And when you used to look at me in the wings, remember, I actually had to used to say it with my eyes closed. Did you have to mime it? Oh no, you used to.
No, I had to pretend to then drown and hit my hands on the bath, and then I would look at you.
That was it. It was your drowning that made me laugh. Yeah. But we had so much fun, and we had loads of routines to learn, choreographed by Lena Patel, who we love, and
amazing,
like insane choreography. I mean,
and she's just insane. She's so stylish.
She is, and she's a GP.
Yes.
She is.
Honestly.
Like, she's brains, beauty, and talent. Honestly,
Yeah.
I remember I used to fangirl over her. I mean, I think I
Yeah.
spoke about her in Amanda's
Yeah.
podcast.
I love her.
I love her. Oh, shout out Lena Patel if you're listening. So I want to talk to you actually a little bit about Stardust before we talk about all the other fantastic things that you've been doing since you graduated. I had to audition for that in a dance school with just me and another person and Lena. And I think that was the same for all the actors in the cast. But for the dancers, what was the audition process like?
It was in DanceWorks, and there wasn't that many people, to be fair, because it was still like a closed audition.
Mm-hmm.
But there was still, I'd say, about maybe 30 people, maybe. So we was in the, I don't know if you know where where there's like where the toilet is, like, and then there's like a dressing room, and then there's like the one where you can kind of see, it's kind of got like a window.
Yes.
That room in dance. Yeah, there. So we was in there, and then we were split into, we learned the choreography.
Was it to strip? Because I had to learn.
Yes, it was to strip. That's what we learned. Yeah, so we did that, and then we were split into, we learned it into groups, and then we all came out into, we had to do it in threes. So then I was with my friend Shireen and another girl, don't know who it was. Then we had to do that and then like kind of improvise as well before at the start and like use each other as well.
Yes.
You know, like in Strip, the bit where we was all like all on the floor and doing all that like stuff. So I think they wanted to see your interpretation of that in the audition. So we did that in groups of 3 and that was it. And then I think I literally got the phone call from my agent like 2 days after.
Yeah, I found out really quickly as well.
Yeah.
And do you think that helped that you were in like smaller groups of 3 and that you didn't have to be in the room, or do you prefer it when like everybody, like there's hundreds of people there and you can like play to an audience? What do you prefer?
I mean, every time normally when you go into an audition, you always normally, people either just normally on the side or you always put into groups, and then you always normally do it in 4 in the centre or 3 in the centre for space wise. So sometimes it's so much easier learning the dance with less people, because then you know your space. Then because in most circumstances there's loads of people, and then the only time you get to do it full out is the only time you get to do it in front of someone. So that does help when it's smaller. That's why like a closed audition is better than an open in those cases. But then even in an open audition, when like thousands of people turn up, you're still then broken down into groups. So you still do get to do it in a smaller, but it's kind of just I think it's more of a friendly environment.
Do you think it feels less competitive because
but not in a bad way, because you need to be competitive. Yes. Obviously everyone wants the job, but not in like everyone's there for each other in a way.
Yeah, definitely.
Because sometimes I feel like you can walk into audition and you think everyone's against you when they're really not. Well, that's like, I think a lot of people have that mentality when they first graduate, but everyone on the panel wants you to do well as well. Like, it'll make their job so much easier if you believe in yourself, and they want you to be good. No one wants you to fail, but I think you do get yourself in your head and you think, oh my god, everyone is against me, which makes no sense. But everyone thinks like that.
Yeah, definitely. It's really interesting that you say that, actually, because I think that's a really good mindset to have, that the panel, and from doing these episodes, finding out, from people who are on the panel, that they want you to do well. They're not against you. They're not trying to catch you out. There's no hidden question. There's no like trick in there. They want you to do well because they've invested their time in hiring that room. So actually believe that you are. And also, even if you see someone that you think is like absolutely unreal and is going to beat you, is going to get the part over you, you don't know what the panel are thinking.
No, you don't know what they're looking for.
No.
And as well, they could, I think with a lot of staff, they might find one person that they think, yes, we need that one person. But then they have to think about the other people to counterbalance them. So sometimes you can have so many amazing people, but they're too similar. So then they have to look for other people. That's why you have to put everyone up in the lineup. So that's why it's so much easier to say it, but really it's so important not to compare yourself, because they want to see they want to see you. They don't want to see 10,000 people of the same thing, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's so important to remember that. I've got to ask you, because being someone who, I do still get nervous for singing, obviously, but I feel more confident for singing auditions than dance. Do you have a preference, or are you pretty much like, I'm really skilled in those three, so I'm just equally as nervous, or I'm more relaxed for dance or singing?
I think I do definitely now prefer when a dance round is first, 100%. It also depends on the style, because if it was like, I don't tap, for example, I can blag, but I'm not. So if that was the first round, I would definitely be panicking in my head. Where usually taps, like for cruise auditions, for example, taps usually one of the last ones they do.
Right.
Because they just want to see what you can kind of roughly do. But yeah, I definitely say I'm more comfortable with dance being first, which is weird.
Yeah,
because like from where
you've come from.
Yeah, but I think maybe more, I just feel like I can express in a better way by doing that, and I think that makes me comfortable quite first. It's less vulnerability, but at the same time it is, because you're in more of a group, and I think it's quite a nice starter, which is, like you said, some people that's completely the worst start off because they're with loads of people. But then me looking at the energy was around the room, people's energies, the way I love also seeing auditions, the way people move, because you can always learn from people, like the way they do certain like stuff, how they interpret and move than I would. So I enjoy seeing that side of an audition as well, meeting people as well. So definitely prefer a dance round first.
So let's talk about where you came from. So you obviously are probably my most recent graduate on my podcast. And I think it would be really, really interesting for people who are listening that are maybe still training or wanting to train. And your success that you've had since you graduated from Reynolds, you've been really, really busy. I mean, you were out in Dubai for how many months?
6 months.
6 months. And it was cut short, wasn't it? Because of Corona.
Yeah, so it was like 5 months and a half, because like we came back March, because I was meant to come back April.
Amazing. And it just looked like an incredible thing to do when you've just graduated, like to go into Stardust and then just go, oh, I'm going, by the way, in a few weeks, I'm going to go and, travel and work abroad. I mean, that is amazing. That is what most people want. I know one of my guests said that their biggest piece of advice would be to travel when you're young and like go and see the world. And like, that's like a big tick, I've done that. I've gone and danced. And then obviously you were in Squad Goals this summer. Just phenomenal that you are working in this crazy climate. Like, you're one of the only people I know who have worked this summer, so congratulations. And I heard it was absolutely fantastic. Like, if I was in London, I would have absolutely loved it. I saw some amazing feedback and reviews about it.
And this is another thing, it was my first acting like professional credit outside of college. So that was amazing to do, to play like a lead role as well.
Yes, you played Amanda.
I played Amanda.
Amazing.
And it was just so much fun. So I love improv. I love it so much. So that side of it was so good to have that experience. I feel like I can kind of do anything now I've done that.
Yeah.
Because
you have to think on your feet. That's so
on your
hard.
feet. Every night's different. Like, no show is the same, because you never know what vibe the audience is going to give. You don't know what to work off. And as well, with a pandemic, everyone's got a mask, so you can't really see their
you
can't really see their facial expressions. Really, you can see through their eyes, but that's about it. And obviously they do laugh, so you can, and body language helps as well when they're leaning forward, when they want to like listen to your monologue, because like everyone had like a monologue, so that was good to see. But that was hard with the masks, to be fair.
I didn't
even see if people were engaged, but they were, like, they did get involved, because we did like taught them chants and stuff, like football chants. And,
so the monologues, were they set every night? But and was there like certain script that was set, or was it just
so we had script that was set, so like the story, but like our traveling was kind of improv, so there was like scenes would happen all different, like in all different places around the stadium, and it was split into two teams. So there was one side, so audience will either see Dagenham side or Rainham side. If you saw Rainham side, you could come the next day and see the Dagenham, so you'd see a complete different side of the story and complete different side of the show. The audience would see the main scenes, so you get basis of both storylines, but you would get in depth with each character. Depending on who you follow. Yeah, so like the bits where where the audience split up, when I would like travel my audience to the stands to sit down to listen to my monologue, that bit every night was improv, because I might have one night I might only have, because obviously it was COVID and stuff, audiences were massive, you can't have a lot of audience, but one night I might have 5 people, and then the next night I have 15, 20 people that I need to get up into the stand. So when it's a bigger audience, you had to improv more and make sure everyone, because everything was timed as well. So
my God.
So, and like you'd hear cues and stuff like a whistle. So there'd be times where not all of my audience was sat down, but my whistle had gone for me to start my monologue. But I knew if I started my monologue, the people at the back wouldn't understand. So you'd have to there's like certain ways you'd have to talk, and then I'd just find ways to improv to jump into my monologue that made sense.
Oh my God, amazing.
Yeah. And then if you knew time was going, there'd be things you'd have to think, okay, what can I quickly cut out just to get to? Because every scene goes into one. But it was like,
talk about thinking on the spot.
Yeah. But honestly, it was like, from things like that, I feel like I can do anything now.
Yeah, that's like a masterclass.
Yeah. And like the audience, it's so much fun to be that involved with the audience, like to make, and especially like my friends and family that come to watch, they've always watched all that my shows I've done. They said that was so much fun to be involved.
Yeah,
it was like we felt like we just wanted to like get up and really get involved. They said it was so nice to see that perspective of a show.
There's no way you can prepare for something like that, because you just don't know what's going to happen, and it's such a skill to be able to improv.
Yeah, so many things like that happen in the show as well. Like there was something called pre-show, where stuff was happening before the show actually happened.
Amazing.
Because the audience were traveling just to get everyone warmed up, and like certain cues kind of went wrong. So like some of the cast members had gone off, so I was just left on my own on the stage, and I knew that more people would still have to come sit down. So I was like, I now have to try and do something like not entertain, but keep all these people like engaged before it happens, like make sure they're in the world. So you do have to completely like switch on, like think on the spot. But to be fair to Reynolds, we did a lot of improv, so that helped me. We did like a whole improv unit, and we went to go see what's that show, Showstoppers. Amazing. Like when I watched that show, I was like, I'd love to do something like that.
I think it's just such a skill. And also thrown in a huge COVID aware situation where you've got to space people out. And could you say anything?
Like, make sure you keep 2 meters apart. We have to like do all that.
So I've got to ask you, what was the audition process like for Squad Goals?
So it was obviously self-tapes because of lockdown. So we got sent, which it was a quick turnaround as well. We got sent.
Can you remember when you got sent it?
July, no, I think it might, maybe end of July, beginning of August. We started rehearsals the 17th of August.
Wow, that is quick.
We started rehearsals the 17th of August. I think I found out maybe like the 3rd of August. It was a really quick turnaround. So we had to learn, the monologue that I had to do was the part I played, Amanda. So just speak about yourself, like introduction, like hi, the usual, what your name is, where you're from, and then did the monologue, and then we had to self-tape the dance by Sunny. She's an amazing choreographer, so we got sent the choreography and we had to learn that and then put that as well to it. It was to Boss Bitch Doja Cat, is that how you say
it is.
So it was to that, and then we did a bit of freestyle after that, sent that self-tape off to my agent, then he sent it their way. I think I found out like 2 days after, or like the next day, or something like that. It was really quick.
I think you've done so well, like incredibly well. When you graduate, I think it's like this can feel like the scariest thing, like what is going to happen? But you pretty much been working like non-stop, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
have. I'm proud of you. And you've only just turned 21, haven't you?
Yeah, I turned 21 in August.
That is amazing though, to turn 21 and to like have done so much already. I think it's really encouraging for this industry as well, because it's all doom and gloom at the moment. And, you know, a lot of people are worrying about what's going to happen in the future. And I just think it's great that you've kept positive and you have worked. I think that's amazing in this really crazy climate. And you've done a show as well that you've really enjoyed, and you've almost like discovered that you've got this. I know you already knew you had the skill of improv, but like you've kind of opened up a new sort of avenue for your career. Like, I want to do improv. Like, that's incredible. Okay, so I want to play a game with you, and it's going to be. Excited. And I've just had to re-record this bit because I said something inappropriate. But anyway, this is called Versus. So pick wisely, T, okay?
Okay.
Okay, would you prefer a singing versus an acting call? What would you prefer?
An acting.
Lovely, love that. Would you prefer to dance in flats or heels?
Flats.
Flats. This girl loves her trainers, by the way.
I love it. I mean, if you could see my trainer rack.
I think you would be so proud of me, by the way, because I think I only owned one pair of trainers when I met you, but I've really got into trainers.
I'm so proud.
Thank you. I think I've bought 5 pairs since lockdown.
Oh, they're an essential.
I know, right? I've got feet. I need them.
Yeah. I've got feet.
I need
You've
them.
Got feet. You've got a big toe and the toe that we don't know.
The other toe.
Ring. We don't know.
The ring toe. No, it's not the same as ring finger. Anyway, I did used to have a toe ring. Anyway, I'm just stop talking. Right. Do you prefer to dance? You've kind of answered this already, but do you prefer to dance in small groups or alone?
Oh, I think it. It depends on the. No, I think I'm going to say small groups.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Your camera's really nice, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah, you look really nice.
Oh, thank you. Maybe it's my ring light.
I'm loving the eyes. Do you prefer to stand at the front or at the back in a dance call?
I like to be more towards the front, but not directly the front, if you get what I mean.
Like piggybacking the choreographer. That's not your style.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then I don't want to be at the back, so I can't see.
Yeah.
Haven't got the best eyesight, you see.
Me neither. Okay, fabulous. Do you prefer in an audition to dress up or dress comfy?
Dress up.
Dress up. Lovely.
Yeah. I feel like my dress up's still comfy though.
Yeah. By the way, have you got a school next to you?
I do. Can you hear them? Yeah.
When you just paused, not when you talk, but when you paused, I could hear them in the background. Yeah.
It's Passage from school. It goes on. That's been a really fantastic being in lockdown, because obviously there's still been kids there.
Oh my god.
With essential workers. And all you hear is Connor, social distance 24/7.
It's so funny because it's such a frequency that I can't even make. When you walk past the school, it's like it's just so loud.
Yeah.
And hard. So loud. I can't even replicate it. No. Do you prefer your own choreo versus someone else's?
Ooh, that's hard. I'm going to say...
You can say both.
Yeah, both. I'll say both.
You nearly said yours.
I did nearly say yours.
I'll say mine. You can say both. Oh, yeah, both. No, I love it. I prefer my own choreography too. Not. Okay, in a dance call, are you someone who's like shouldering the leg at the beginning of the
definitely not, sorry. I didn't even let you finish. Definitely not.
Oh, because I am.
Oh, I know. I'm sing.
I mean I'm splits and everything.
I'm warming up, but I never see what that is gonna do personally.
No, that's absolutely fine. I've actually put in a dance call, are you leg on a bar or cross-legged on the floor? That's how much I'm in a dance call. Do you prefer dancing, acting or singing to a panel or one-to-one?
To a panel.
Very decisive. To a panel. I like that.
Yeah.
I've got a good one for you. Do you prefer to sing while you dance or mime while you dance?
Ooh. I'd say sing.
It's a skill.
Yeah. It is.
It is an
And
absolute skill.
Yeah. And sometimes I think that it helps with your stamina.
Yeah.
Doing it together.
Definitely. I actually have started singing. Well, I don't go at the moment, obviously, because of Corona. But when I was doing Zumba, I really am 51. When I was doing Zumba, I started singing. It genuinely just like
Beyonce does her whole tour on a running machine.
Really? Oh my gosh. Well, we are very similar, Beyonce and I.
We are.
Do you prefer to audition for things in the UK or abroad? Oh, I can't speak. Would you prefer? Would you prefer? I'll start that again. Would you prefer to audition for a show in the UK or abroad?
I think it depends on the show.
Okay, good question. I mean, good.
Yeah. Really good question. I loved it.
Okay, this is a really important question, really serious. Would you prefer to dance with anyone versus dancing with me?
Dancing with you, of course.
Of course, that is your answer.
Of course.
Of course. Okay, Anne, I have to ask you in terms of like two singing and acting questions. I'll start that again. So I have to ask you some dancing and singing questions. So I've got to ask you some. Oh God, I can't do this. So in terms of singing, are you a 16 bar kind of girl or are you a full song in an audition?
In an audition?
Yeah, what's your flavour?
16 bar.
We're not in a show. Can you imagine 16 bars in a show?
And see.
And what about monologues? Are you like, have you got like a go-to monologue or are you kind of like, no, I'll just learn something new per audition?
I wouldn't say I've got a go-to. Like I have a rep, but I think it depends what the piece is for. I like learning different stuff, keeping on my feet, learning new monologues.
And what's your favourite dance style and your favourite style to sing in?
I'd say my favourite dance style is like contemporary / commercial fusion. So kind of like experimental. And then I'd say to sing, I'd say maybe like jazz or soul, like Erykah Badu, sort of Georgia Smith.
Beautiful.
Vibe. Yeah.
Beautiful. I want to be in a show with you where we can sing together. I just absolutely love that.
You know
the show. You know the show I mean, yeah.
Yeah. But in the universe.
Yeah, we want to be in Jersey Boys. So I'm going to take it back. So obviously you graduated from your 3-year degree, but how did it start? Like, how did you get into drama school? Was it something you always wanted to do? Have you always?
Yeah, well, I've always since I was. I can't even see this. Like a little picture. Let me just get this picture.
I want to see the picture. Oh my gosh,
that was my first time ever on stage. I think I was 1 or 2, maybe 2. I think I was 2 here.
You were 2 in your debut on stage. Oh my!
It was just like a little panto.
Oh my God, you're so cute.
Yes, that was that with Lightning Drama Group. So just like my little local drama group. So my cousins and my sister went there because my sister's 7 years older than me. So Lightning Drama Group, you had to be 10 and above to go, but there wasn't anything else in the area. And every time there was a show, so they used to do something called pop parties, and they used to be like S Club 7. And then I used to get up on the stage and just do it with them, even though I wasn't meant to be in it. So then they started S Club 7.5, and then I was the half.
Oh my gosh, cute.
Yeah, and then there's like a video of me singing Puppy Love, and I'm like, and they call it Puppy Love, because I can hardly speak.
Oh my God.
It's so cute.
You've literally been on the stage since you were 2, 1 or 2.
Yeah. So I did that, and then started Joy's school of dance, which is like disco, Latin, and then just been doing it ever since. But I've always known I wanted to do that.
Yes.
But never really, until I got to secondary school, realised that you could, if you get what I mean.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
It was when I doing my GCSEs in dance and drama, and I took music BTEC as well. I realised that, you can actually do this as a career. So then I was like looking at, so it wasn't until because some people already know these schools from like young age and stuff, but I never knew of like all these drama schools and stuff that you could go to and how much money they cost. Didn't know that.
I know.
At that point.
I know. And you have to pay for the auditions.
Yeah. So my actual secondary school was a normal secondary school, but it was specialised in arts. So I actually had to audition to get into that school because I was out of the catchment area.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I had to do a drama audition to get into my secondary school. So then it was while we was doing, when you have like those careers.
Days or fairs,
when they like said to you like what you want to do. So I said I want to do that. I was like, said I found these colleges. So found Tiffany's, Reynolds, Performers, Dan, Brit. I think they were the first ones that I first knew of or found. And then my teachers were kind of like, but you should really put down something to do A-levels with as well, because when teachers are like that,
when teachers they used to say to me, but you need a really strong plan B. They're not very encouraging unless you're maybe like a school like a that do
like
A-levels.
Yeah. People just don't take it seriously at all. So I was like kind of like, well, no, like this is what I want to do, but I'll put a A-level option down as well. But even the A-levels I was going to choose were like performing arts or like theatrical studies and English. But then, so I auditioned. So I was 15 at this point because I left school.
You're really young in the year. You're August.
I'm August, so I was 15 at this point. So I started auditioning, and like the first, looking back at it, it makes me cringe and laugh at the same time. My first ever time I did ballet was me auditioning for colleges.
Wow.
Yeah, because obviously I danced before. Like I did, obviously, like I said, went Joy's, and I also went to Unity and Dance Works as well. So like trained in like street and hip hop and stuff. I think that's as well. I think obviously knowing the style and getting to know it now, I just didn't want to do that because I thought it was very strict, very confined.
Same.
I feel like
regimented.
And every other style I could be me, and I didn't have to be by the book, and I could dance how I wanted to dance and add my flavour to it. So I think that's why that's another reason why I just never. Obviously now knowing that you can do that with ballet and you can be like that, but at first I never. Still, to get the basics, you still need to be very strict. You do need it. Obviously, it's your foundation. It's like you need that to build a house. You need your ballet, but it's just never been that sort of like style's just never been for me. So I think that's another reason why I never did it. So then I auditioned, got into places, but then couldn't afford it. So Reynolds is actually government funded.
Amazing.
So that's another reason why I went to Reynolds, and I didn't even look around the college. It's so weird because I never even my secondary school that I looked around. I never looked around. I just picked it because it was arts. Yeah. Because all my friends from my primary school didn't go there. I was the only one. So I was like, I'm just going to go there. I don't even care to look around.
That's so important though, to go for what you want rather than following what other people do.
Yeah. And then it was the same with the college. I was like, I want to do this. I'm going to go. So I went there at just turned 16. And and then as soon as I started there, I knew that I had a lot of work to do, as in technique, and I was quite behind. So I started a stage school at the same time.
Amazing.
So I could do extra ballet, extra tap at the same time. So I did that every Thursday evening at Emory Stage School.
Wow.
For 3 years. Yeah.
That is amazing. You can get in somewhere like Reynolds and have this amazing sort of timetable of classes and things, but I love that for you that just wasn't enough. It was like, no, I need to train hard. I understand where my sort of like weaknesses are, so I'm going to train harder. I just think that is so important.
I think a lot of people get very much like, okay, I'm not good at that, so I'm just going to leave it as that. And I was kind of like, well, no, like I wanted to I very like set myself a certain thing. I want to be the best that I can possibly. I'm still not there yet. I've still got a long way to go. But like obviously everything's kind of streamed. So I started in foundation and I was like, the time I leave third year, I want to be in everything in advance.
Wow.
So I was like, that's like, well, like
That's
mainly everything or at the top thing. So like I was in basically everything advanced except for tap, but I still improved in tap. I was in the 2, and then ballet the same. I was in the 2, so that's the one below advanced. So I got my goal because I ended up in advanced singers and actors as well. So everything I was like, I want to see the improvement.
And do you think Reynolds was the best choice for you?
Yeah. But I think it's because it's such a small college as well, and everyone has like the teachers are really there for you, and you have that and really invest. But I think the big thing is a part of me. So even in my second year at Reynolds, I was going to carry on training. So basically, I was going to then go do another 3 years because I still didn't think I was ready enough at all to go on. Like I didn't think I was at the level I wanted to be. I was like, there's no way I'm going to work basically. So I still need another 3 years of training. I was like, I'm not ready at all. So it came to second year and I got into performers again, but I didn't get full scholarship. I was just on the waiting list, like for reserves. And I was like, okay, so I was like, I'll take my third year place at Reynolds. And then if I get funding halfway through, I'll go and do 3 years there. And then Agent Showcase came. So then I was doing third year and I was like, okay, maybe I'll audition again after third year and do another 3 years. And then Agent Showcase came and I got like loads of like offers to be represented. So I was
Incredible.
like, oh, like sick that maybe I will just graduate this year then. So I signed with my agent who I'm still with now.
Amazing.
Matthew. And so then
what
I
a
just
success
left.
story.
Yeah, so I definitely think that was the best decision for me.
I think that is such brilliant advice as well. I'm really proud of you. And I didn't know any of this. I love this is what I love about it, is that I didn't know, half of what I found out through these podcasts.
So good for people to hear that as well, because even me, like when I was member, especially in second year, I was like, I need to be if I want to succeed, I need to have this name on this college on my CV and all things like that. And then I was worried about, like, I didn't want to put my parents through that financial stress, because they was like, yeah, we could, I don't know, get a loan out for that first year, but the next 2 years, we don't know the circumstances. So I didn't want to put them in all that debt. But then it was like more pressure to then, I think, imagine if you graduate and then you don't get anything and then I've got all this debt. Like, I just think there's so much pressure to be at these big places, which is great if you do get into them. Not like discrediting them at all, but it's okay that you're not. It's entirely up to you. Just because you're going to that college doesn't mean that you're still going to succeed. You have to put in the work.
Exactly. Do you still train now even though you've graduated? Do you keep the upkeep of like?
Yeah, I still like go to class and stuff. Well, I was going to go back to the stage school that I was at. I haven't been for over a year now because I did Stardust straight into Dubai, then straight into lockdown, and then when we came out of lockdown I went straight into Squad Girls. So I haven't actually had the chance to go back there yet, but since now I have been going back to like base and training and stuff, and taking like online classes, like when lockdown was happening, like logging on to people's patrons and stuff. But yeah, like not every day, but try and do something like as much as you can.
Definitely.
Obviously, I have days like you have days when you're like, I don't want to do anything. Like, I'm not making out that you have to be like all the time. Like, you're gonna have those days when you're just gonna want to get a tub of Ben and Jerry's and a Doritos, sit in your bed and watch Netflix, and it's okay to do that.
Normalize those chill days, definitely.
Yeah.
So I want to play a final game with you, and then I'm just going to ask you a few more questions before we go. But I want to play one which is called Rituals, and it's like your go-to thing or any superstitions or like favorite things in an audition. So do you have, I'm really interested, do you have like a tea move? Do you have like a go-to move?
Oh,
like if they ask you to improvise, because mine is the strong arm. Like my strong arm is literally the strong arm.
The strong arm. I don't really know. I kind of like a.
She did a little head move.
Yeah, like a little head, like body rip, or if I've got the throw out, I love to like do a nice big hair choreography.
You know what? I can see you with your hands. Like you don't put them on your hips, but you put them like by your hips and do one of those.
And then
I've
like
seen you
whip
do
the
that.
hair.
Yeah.
And then if it's like a more of like a technical thing, I do love getting out a box jump. But yeah.
I was going to ask you next what is your go-to trick?
Yeah, I love doing a box jump or an illusion.
What's an illusion?
Like, an illusion.
Yeah, what's an illusion?
I don't know how to describe. I like to describe it. It's like
you disappear.
Yeah, but no,
Yeah.
It's not, I actually don't know how to describe it. It's like it's a turn and a kick, but you're upside down. I don't know. I actually don't know how to really describe it.
Oh my god, I didn't think
it sounds a lot complicated than it is. It's actually not
sounds horrific. But
no,
well
it's
done.
it's not that complicated at all.
If anyone asks me in an audition, what's your trick? I'll be like, an illusion, but I've hurt myself, so I can't do one. What is you've touched on this briefly, but do you have like a favorite dance style? If you walked into an audition, they were like, today's this, would you be like, got this in the bag?
Yeah, like commercial theatre, commercial fusion sort of vibes. I'm like, yeah.
Fab. Do you have a personality when you go into an audition, or are you just T?
I think I'm just me.
You know, when you dance, do you have like a dance face, or are you like?
Maybe I feel like maybe I'm like T. Then maybe like a bit of like extraness, sass comes involved. You know what I mean? A bit more like let's get to it, let's get real.
She gave me that look then.
Let's
get to it. Let's get real. Okay.
You know what I mean?
I was like,
all the eye contacts. I like picture like the stage, the lights.
Amazing.
I'm joking.
The reviews of Press Night and the Oscar. Great.
I literally see the smoke machine in the corner. I see the dry ice. I literally hear the crowds.
Please tell me, please talk to me about character shoes. Do you enjoy dancing in them? Because I bought like a really expensive pair for one audition that I had to wear them for. Nice shoes.
I've had a broken character shoe before on stage.
Do you enjoy? Oh no! Do you enjoy?
It was the quick, you know the quick change characters. So they're like the buckles. It's not like you thread it through. Someone was quick changing me, and it was like pop, and I was like. But I'm meant to be upstage right now, so let's just go. It was that whole grip with your life.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're not a fan of a character shoe?
No, I think it depends. It depends on the style. I like a nice, like jazzy, kind of like fussy, slinky kind of vibe with a character. But then when I have to, I'm being lazy here because it's a lot of work. When it's like full out leaps. No, it's not for me.
Not the one.
It's just a lot of extra core work. That's just me being lazy, to be honest. But yeah.
No, I don't blame you. I'd rather dance in a flat shoe.
Yeah.
We had to dance in heels, didn't we? Boots.
Yeah. Boot heels, yeah.
Boot heels.
I prefer a boot heel.
Yeah,
to a
so
character.
So do I. I didn't mind it, but it's funny when you practice in a trainer, isn't it? And then you have to go into a heel.
And then the balance comes. You're like, you know what it was for me? You'd have to do it because you was living your best life being Tara when we come up to you, and then we had to do that whole slide down to the floor.
Oh my god,
and
yeah, of course.
To do that whole bend thing.
Yeah.
Because obviously we've been practicing it. All the boys are finding everything, and there's me in me like 6-inch boot heel,
huge,
taller than I have to be. I was like, whoa, the floor is so far down.
Oh, I know. Oh yeah, of course.
The first time I did that, I thought I broke my back. Yeah.
Do you have positions or warm-ups that you have to do before an audition?
Oh.
Buy some new trainers.
Yeah, I have to have hoops in my ear.
Really? Love that.
Have to have a hoop in my ear. Small, big, I don't mind. It just has to be. Obviously, I've got stars in my ear.
I love the stars. I keep looking at them. They're so nice.
Yeah, I have to have a hoop. Do I have anything else? Like, I'm trying to think. I must do. I kind of do like what's the word? Affirmations? Is that the word?
Oh yeah, affirmations. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I just like if I see 11:11 or like whatever. Definitely taking that with me.
I love a good 11:11.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in a while. Yes, I love
11. 2020 have seen it.
Oh my God.
So I do that, and then kind of like just like I have a nice stretch the night before my audition, put some Tiger Balm on, have a nice sleep. Yeah, that's about it. A hoop, a nice gloss, and a good pair of trainers, and they're clean.
I was going to say, do you wear a co-ord because you're very colour coordinated?
Oh, you do know I love a co-ord. Yeah, I do. I like the colour red in Audition.
Yes, you've got a good red two-piece I've seen.
Yeah, I kind of like to match whatever colours shoe I've got has to match something. So if I've got like a purple sports bra, I'll have purple trainers on, then like a grey legging. There has to be some sort of co-ord.
Do you think it's
maybe that's one of my things as well. Maybe I can't audition if I don't be colour coordinated.
You are always colour coordinated. Do you think that it's really important to dress up for an audition? Do you think it's important to stand out in those
I do think
calls?
There's a difference between obviously being like extra. If that's not you, then don't do it. Like dress how you dress, because obviously they want to see you. But that, like you said, I'm always in a co-ord or like a hoop and stuff. So it's always good to look presentable, but still do show your style, because your style is your personality as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Like how you dress shows someone the sort of person you are as well.
Definitely, 100%. That's why you'll always find me in pink or in a pink two-piece.
Yeah, and especially with a dance call, you don't usually get to speak to someone.
No.
So they're literally purely looking at you. So that they get a lot from that.
Good advice. We're here for the advice today.
Oh my God, I know.
Oh my God, look at you. It's just like making it rain with advice. And are you a tell everybody kind of person, or do you keep it quiet when you've got an audition?
No, I can kind of keep it quiet. I mean, I put it in, like, if I'm talking to some like my college friends, I'll put it in there. Like if especially if it's like an audition when I'm like, oh, this audition, I know it's not gonna be the one. Like I'll say that. But other than that, I'm kind of like, keep your business to yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely. Do you call anybody afterwards, or do you just have you got like a go-to person, or is it just like pretty chill? I've done an audition, I'm going now.
If it was good, probably my mum, because she's always like, my mum always knows, because she's always like, where are you going on that audition or something. So probably my mum, like if it goes good, or like if I have to like stay longer, or I've got another round or whatnot, I call my mum.
Amazing. Me too. I always call my Trish.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen to this. Oh my God.
Yeah. And I think sometimes they kind of calm you down with certain things as well.
I think I find that my mum, because she's had no experience being in it, she's very grounding. So she's like, okay, well, if you don't want to go, don't go, or, oh, I'm sure you were great, but do you want to come home and like do this now or whatever? And it's really important to have that, rather than somebody who winds you up. Oh, so did you sing that 16 bars? Oh, they didn't ask you to sing. Oh, that's really bad. Oh, they didn't like you there.
Because then you get other stuff in your mind. And sometimes it's good to kind of step out of this.
Definitely.
Step out of your performing bubble for a bit.
Definitely. I totally agree. Now, before you go, I would love to ask you about your favourite audition ever. It can be a really good one, or a silly one, or a funny one, or terrible. It's totally up to you. But can you think of one that you were like, this one stands out for me?
I've got one that stands out, but not for the right reasons.
Oh, no. You don't have to share it, though.
Oh, no, I don't mind.
Oh, okay. I'd love to hear it.
What was it for again? I think it was for Can at the Union Theatre. When I saw that, I was already a bit like, oh, don't know if I'm the best fit for this, but we'll give it a go. So then it was at base, sing characters.
Fab.
And fun. So, like, and then I don't know why, I hate doing this, I don't know why I do it, but like when you can kind of hear what's going on, I was like, do I have a look just to see what's going on in the audition? So I was like, let me just have a look. And they were like shouldering the leg, but it was all on the left and I'm a right. Oh,
that can't say go to me. I'm not either leg.
And they're like shouldering it, but like hopping it round in the circle. And then it was like a jump split, and then the cartwheel, and everything was just onto the left. And I was like,
Oh,
really good, really good. It was fun, and then it was all like, obviously no one had a skirt because it was like you had to pretend that you had a skirt, and everyone's like, ay, shouting, showing their leg, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna have to give it a good smile.
a good smile and a good head roll.
A good smile.
I bet you were I bet you were fantastic though.
My knees were very severely bruised the next day.
Oh God. Oh my God.
But no, that's why you have to train both legs, kids.
That's our parting advice.
That's the parting advice.
You wouldn't believe it.
Can't be a one-trick wonder.
That is the second time the leg has come up in the podcast.
Really?
But Gemma mentioned it. Gemma said that she was watching an audition and it was all on the right or the left, one of the legs, one of the important features of the body. And she was the opposite. So she had to go and warm up the other leg. And so exactly the same thing happened with you. So that's our parting advice. Train both legs.
Train both legs. I always feel actually auditions when your round's not yet, like when your call's not yet and you go to look to see what happens, I always feel like it's always weird that day. There was this audition and it was an open audition. It was such a long day. Like the queue, when we got there, the queue, so it was at Pineapple, the queue was all the way to the station.
Oh my God.
So we got there about 9 or probably earlier than that, 7:30, and I don't think our group of people that was queuing up didn't get in till about 12, and I left Pineapple that day because of like all the rounds at like 6:30. It was such a long day, and it was, to be fair, the audition, it was so fun. Like it was such a fun audition, but it was one of the weirdest auditions I've ever done in my life.
Really?
Yeah, because it was like so it was a cruise audition, so I was expecting like the usual cruise audition, but it wasn't at all.
What is a usual cruise audition for anybody who doesn't know?
So like starts off with like normally like a corner work, some kicks, some like literally just a chasse pas de bourrée double turn from the corner.
Right.
Or that's usually an open starts with that, but if it's a close, it usually starts off straight away with choreo.
Mm-hmm.
So you usually do like maybe like a technical piece into like a cruise commercial piece into like a more dramatic or like a contemporary or lyrical piece, and then sometimes you might have to sing harmonies.
Amazing.
I've had to do that before, and then that's your usual.
That's your usual
sort of cruise cruise day. So everyone was like stretching and stuff. And I could hear a song called Rain Girl, which is like a house song, like a house dance song. And everyone's stretching. I was thinking, in my head, I was thinking, what are they doing to this song? I was like, I'm going to be nosy. So I went down to the toilet, but kind of looked through the door.
Yeah.
And they were kind of like, they were dancing quite housey, and it was kind of like free. It was kind of like experimental. It's quite American. That's the only way I can kind of it was very like in the open, be your own people. So I went upstairs and I can't remember who I was with. I was with my friend. I was like, we don't need to stretch. Like keep on like as in like stretch your legs. I was like, it's housey, and everyone was kind of like panicking now. But it was such a fun audition. We had to do the dance. So she taught it to us. It was really weird timing, to be fair. Like odd counts of like it was on the odd counts. Then we had to like do it in groups of 6, and like the director was very flamboyant. He didn't have shoes on.
Wow. The toes were out.
Yeah, he was walking around the room as well with like a clipboard, and like proper like instead of sitting down, they weren't sitting down the panel, they were like up. So from the get-go it was very like different, yeah. And then we did it in like groups of 6, and he was like, I want you to do the dance, but I want you to scare me. And then he was like, okay, now, and there's like, now I want you to do it as if you was a clown, and now I want you to do it as if you was that. Like he was throwing all the like these scenarios, and then making us face different directions and doing it like that. And then once we did that, that was the first round. Then we did it again. We then got script, and then it was like a complete different cruise audition I've ever done. We then got a script. It was about water. It was like about selling water or something like that. And we was in partners, and we had to do like script work. And then after that, we had to do like this improv with a rose. I obviously my memory's trying to like get back to it. It was just
funny, isn't it? How we've got that memory of like these auditions, and then you're like, did that actually happen?
Yeah, it was very, very, very bizarre.
Very unique, it sounds.
Very unique.
I don't think I've heard of anything like that.
It was very unique.
It's almost like a workshop day.
Yeah, it kind of was.
Do you know what I mean?
It was because it was their first, because it's a new ship. I think it was their first ever thing, and I think they were saying that the show is very much kind of like the members of the cast get involved a lot. So like they might start the show sitting in the restaurant, bar, or whatever, and then get up on the stage. I think they wanted to see people's like interaction
and how versatile they were, maybe. And
yeah.
Oh my gosh, amazing.
I love meeting people auditions as well. I've met like some of my closest friends through there.
Really?
Yeah. My actual first ever audition after graduating was for Panto. It was in June or July. Yeah, and one of my best friends, Shireen, that's where I met her.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah. It was crazy because I was meant to have a job interview that day, but I had to turn it down. For like, you know, those companies where they like hire performers to work in like an office and stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
It was for one of those. So I had my training day that day, but I couldn't go because I had this audition. So we was like, the rounds had gone on. So we was all the girls were sitting there having a chat. So I was talking to Shireen about this, and she was like, "What's the company called?" And I like said the company, and she was like, "No way, that's where I work."
Oh wow.
And I was like, "Oh my God." So then we ended up working together there, and then like we went to auditions together, class together, and then we actually did Dubai together.
Amazing. I never knew that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I think there's something to be said for some of the people that you meet at auditions. I'm thinking of like my friends, like my good friend Charlotte, I met at a final, and we've then bumped into each other like at other rounds and become friends. And some of my drama school auditions, Freya and Jodie, who I met them at really like first rounds of drama schools, and I'm still friends with them 10 years later. Like not to like see all the time, but just really supportive of each other. I think it's really, really important to have that camaraderie and have that like support in those tense, stressful situations. But I didn't know that. I didn't know that's how you two met.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's crazy.
T, you've been absolutely amazing today. Thank you so much for chatting to me. I've literally got so many questions, but you've like answered them all. I've asked everybody before we go to just sign us off with saying thanks, that's all for today. So if you could in your own time, just say thanks, that's all for today. Oh, I love it. And thank you so much. Honestly, I'm going to sound so cringe on this, but I genuinely I absolutely loved having you on. It's been so nice for anyone that is listening. We have not seen each other since last September, so this has been a catch up.
A nice catch up.
Thanks for making it rain with all your advice. Really appreciate
Honestly, sorry. That's my next venture. I've actually got a book coming out.
Yes. Amazing. I love it. Okay, well, I'm going to love you and leave you. If you could sign us off, that would be amazing. But thank you everyone for listening.
Thanks. That's all for today.
Woohoo!